Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Brant Fowler, and I'm ready to talk to you about only good comics. This time, we're talking about Miss Marvel, the New Mutant, issues 1 through 4. This is by Iman, Vellani, and Sabir Pirzada, with art by Carlos Gomez and Adam Gorham. And this series has been surprisingly good. It just wrapped up this week and with issue 4, and it's been kind of a love letter to Miss Marvel, to Miss Marvel's past and to Miss Marvel's future. And I think it's been a really fun story that's kind of explored Miss Marvel as she's learned that not only is she an Inhuman, but she's also a mutant. And yeah, I know there's all kinds of kind of retconning going on here, but at the same time, it didn't erase anything about Miss Marvel, which is what I love. It just added to her, and by the end of this miniseries, it was clear that Miss Marvel had decided, yeah, I may be technically a mutant, I may carry the X gene, and that's given me more of a sense of responsibility and a purpose in the world, but it doesn't change a single thing about who I am, what's in my heart, and what my life goals are, which I really appreciated because that gets back to the core of who Miss Marvel is, which is someone that has not only embraced these differences that encompass her overall life, be it her culture, her new abilities, her own passions and desires, her love for superheroes and her fanfic, her gaming, and just friendships, every facet of Miss Marvel. She is a complete character in the whole sense of the word. And I think that is the reason that Miss Marvel as a character resonates with so many people and why she took off like she did, because she is a very complex person, but approaches life with a positivity that you don't often see, right? And she just kind of embraces every facet of her being. Yes, she has drama. Yes, she has trauma. Yes, she has family problems. Yes, she has problems with her friends. She has enemies. She has superhero problems. But she tackles all of these with a grace that kind of betrays her age, because it's that's a trait that she has very early on, and that's just a credit to creators that have tackled her before. But this particular miniseries, I thought, was the purest form of Miss Marvel we've seen in a long time, and I felt like it tapped into that core of her character, like I keep saying over and over again. Also, let me just say the art in this book has been really nice. Some really cool art that is, again, paid homage to things that are from her past, like her fan fiction here. As we see throughout the whole series, in this dream state, she comes into contact with her own fanfic characters, and she there's like flashbacks to stuff with her family and her friends. Bruno is heavily featured in this, which is something that we hadn't seen a lot. Speaking of the X-Men, you've got this core group of X-Men with Kate Pryde. There's a fun scene where she tries to high five her in this latest issue, issue 4, and Kate just goes intangible and she's like, dude, you owe me a high five later. And it's just like she's unfazed by any of this. I remember when we first saw Miss Marvel and she was like awestruck to meet Carol Danvers because that was her hero. Captain Marvel was this mythical being to her that she could only dream of meeting, let alone having powers and interacting with her and being on a team with her and all that kind of stuff that we've seen through the journey that Miss Marvel has been on over the years. And now she's been an Avenger. She's been what was that team called? Jeez, I can't even think of the name of the team, the Champions. And now she's an X-Man. She's been across every corner of the Marvel universe. The only thing she's left to do is become a member of the Fantastic Four, right? Which eventually she'll probably be a reserve Fantastic Four member. She'll take the place of Mr. Fantastic. Obviously, she's got polymorph abilities, and I don't know. She's just an endearing character, and I feel like this miniseries, again, because it referenced all of that stuff that had come before, but laid the groundwork of what can come in the future. And like I said, by the end of it, she's battled Sentinels in this series. She's battled kind of her inner demons and inner past. She's come face to face with Orcus. She's reconnected with friends and kind of rediscovered what's really truly important to her. And at the same time, she's like, I'm not gonna. She's presented with an opportunity in issue 4 where she can unlock her mutant gift, but it's at the risk of possibly losing her inhuman gift. And she chooses not to unlock it, not because she's trying to deny that she's a mutant, but because she doesn't want to risk losing any part of her, and that if her ability manifests later on, she'll deal with it, she'll cope with the changes that that brings about with her inhuman side. But for now, she just wants to be who she is and protect all people, which has kind of been her calling since she gained her powers. She's leaps into action without a second thought. She has died literally for other people to save them. And she is a hero in every sense of the word, which is someone that values community, values all the people in her life, values people, total strangers, values people that hate her. And there's a really great sequence of lines in this latest issue where she talks about, you know, the worst part of being a mutant is not the fear and the hate. It's not the, oh, I forget the exact wording now. It's not the fear and the hate. It's not what people will do to you and everything. It's the fear of giving into that hatred yourself and becoming hateful because of all the hate that you're receiving. And again, that goes back to the basis of what makes Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, the character that she is, which is someone that rises above all of that and just loves life and wants to protect life for everyone around her. And there's just something so touching about that quality in a character, and especially a young character. And again, it's what makes Miss Marvel so special and what makes her fun to engage with, whether you're watching her on the screen or whether you're reading her in a book or whether you just love the idea of the character. If you're a cosplayer and you're dressing up as her, whatever the case may be, she is. There's just something about that character that makes you want to connect to her in any way that you possibly can. And I think that this miniseries, by far, in a long time, is the best version of Miss Marvel we've seen. And credit goes to the creative team behind this. And I am, on a personal note, I'm happy to see Sabir Pirzada working on this. I actually got a chance to letter a couple of books that Sabir did way back, years and years ago, earlier in my lettering career, and to see the growth of Sabir at this point, and along with Vellani tackling this character and doing this character justice is just it's great to watch. It's great to see people that you've worked with over the years attain new levels and new heights. And so much love for that, and much love for this series, because if you have not checked this series out, I recommend you do. If you're a Miss Marvel fan, if you're a fan of that original run and all the things that make Miss Marvel, you'll definitely want to check this one out. It is much better than I could have hoped it could have been. And even though it was too short, and even though it was all kind of tying into the fall of Krakoa, it was still its own thing. And it was structured in a way that made it very Miss Marvel's life and not her new mission as an X-Man, even though that did bleed in a little bit. It was mostly about Kamala and her dealing with all the changes that have happened to her, which again goes back to the core of everything that made Miss Marvel popular in the first place. So I highly recommend checking out Miss Marvel, the New Mutant, issues 1 through 4, probably via trade soon. But either way, check out the single issues, wait for the trade, but check this book out, especially if you're a Miss Marvel fan. But that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Let's Talk on Only Good Comics. I know it's been a while. Thank you for your patience, and I hope you've been checking out the shorts and the Friday First videos. And speaking of which, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. But if you'd like to get updates on all that other content that I just mentioned, please hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any of it. course, you can follow me across social media at Only Good Comics, and you can go to onlygoodcomics.com to take you right back to this YouTube channel for even more content as we talk about only good comics. Until then, take care. Keep reading those comics. Bye.